Woman's in a relationship, and she's with this guy, and everything seems to be going well. But there's something in her, and I have to say that because in most cases, there is intuition, there's a red flag, there's something in that woman saying something's not right, okay? But for many reasons, the woman tries to look past that, rationalize past it, won't explore it, because she wants to hold on to a relationship for, again, various reasons. Eventually, one day, the phone is left open, the phone that typically is not available to be looked through. The woman gets an inclination or curiosity or whatever, goes through it, finds some stuff. The manipulative man, what happens in this situation is you confront him, and what does he do? Rather than trying to explain, apologize, own up, anything, he flips it on, how dare you go through my phone? You're the problem. I can't trust you. Oh, you see, you don't trust me. Boom, boom, boom. He will completely turn the tables on you. He will deflect the issue and put the spotlight on you. And to up the ante, he will not just flip it on you. He will use the anger. All right? Because the reality is that anger is a very effective intimidation tactic. I don't say effective to make it an okay thing or a good thing. I'm saying effective for a lot of people, it works. When they get mad at their partner, all right, the partner goes into defense mode. And so now, if you're accusing him of doing wrong, he gets mad at you, you lose sight of holding him accountable to what he did, and you get caught up in trying to defend yourself. And the manipulative man knows that. And he knows by the time you guys are ending that conversation, it will be all about you trying to clear your name rather than what he did. And now he won. And now at that point, he's just hoping to get to the next day and y'all just drop the whole situation. Or guilt trip you with the fact that, but yeah, you went through my stuff. Yeah, you don't trust me, whatever, so on and so forth. So it can happen in various ways, but you have to be mindful of that. One thing I always tell people, and specifically I tell you as women, is that be aware in your discussion with this man that you are not losing sight of the topic at hand. Do not get caught up in trying to defend yourself. So basically, if he says, you don't trust me, how dare you go through my phone? Even if you feel bad because you used to tell him you would never do such a thing and that you trust him, right? Then simply say, you know what? You're right. I apologize for going through your phone. It was wrong, but that doesn't change the issue now. So it's like, okay, we can own up to the wrong. Let's diffuse that right there. Because if you get caught up in, well, no, what you would do, see, now you give him ammunition to keep going, to keep pushing, to make the argument all about you. But once you say, okay, it was wrong, you're right, done. But we still have this issue. Now what? He can't keep digging on you about you going, you already owned up to it. It is what it is now. So you got to learn how to, when they flip the tables, you got to flip it right back. Keep it at the topic at hand. And that way you're going to expose, will he own up? Will he address this? What's going to happen here? And what you need to do. Otherwise, you will fall victim and you will find yourself in a never-ending cycle, because once you give in to the anger and the turning of tables, you better believe he's going to use it again. Once a manipulative man sees that a certain tactic works with you, he will continuously implement it until it can no longer work. And then he will pivot and use a different tactic to try to get you back. So don't get caught up in that, in him doing that. All right, so we got a few more to go. And so next up, another way that men try to manipulate women is with good sex. I had to laugh, I'm sorry, but as always, we gotta talk about it. So let me start off by saying this. I remember one time a friend of mine's, I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but he was talking about his sexual experience one time, not in great detail, so I don't want y'all to think that. But he was like, man, I went in there like a man who needed a place to stay. And so it was such a funny statement, but it's so real. The fact that, listen, men who have something to gain here, they need you for something. And that's why they would even manipulate you. It could be a place to stay. It could be money. It could be whatever, co-signing on a car. Who knows, right? All of a sudden, become great performers in the bedroom. and I've heard plenty of women question, like, why are so many toxic men good in bed? Now, there's a lot to discuss there. I actually did a video on it a long time ago, but the point I want to hone in here on is, here's the thing. Being good in the bedroom, most importantly, there's several factors, but one of the biggest factors, if not the biggest, is the man's willingness to please you, be patient with you. You know what I'm saying? Be passionate, be sensuous, all these things. One of the reasons why a lot of men are not that good is because they get selfish in the bedroom. They get in their own way. They're more concerned about what they're gonna get. But the man who's trying to manipulate you, especially a man who is desperate for whatever he's trying to gain, like I said, a place to stay, money, whatever, knows he has to make sure you're good. So he comes into that bedroom on his best behavior because he knows this is what's going to work. And as I've said this in another video, where as bad as this sounds, it doesn't even take the man being great to get a lot of women caught up. All right. There are tons of examples and stories of mediocre sex still getting women attached to men for various reasons. So the man who implements this tactic understands if he could just do a pretty good job, yes, that can cause this woman to be more blind to the issues, blind to his manipulation, and allow him to get what he wants out of her. This hit my spirit, so I feel the need to say it. And this is especially true if he senses desperation on your part. All right? Meaning, if you as a woman do not exude confidence about yourself, you become prey to a manipulative man because he feels like he's going to have an easier time getting you to do what he wants. He's going to have an easier time playing you. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. So the unfortunate reality is there's a lot of manipulative men out there, all right? Now, I do not believe, I know that the majority of